If you know my father, John, I'm sure he shared with you his 3 business goals. The first goal is to be a market maker, not a market taker. So examples of that in his career would be attempting to get outside of just milking cows every day and doing things like management consulting with a management group, which was started in 1997 as an example of providing management services to dairy farms across New York State, into Pennsylvania, Maryland, and in Wisconsin even in the 2000s. The second goal is to provide jobs and opportunity for the brightest and the best in the agricultural industry. So Limited Management Group actually was an example of that opportunity to hire people either out of Cornell or out of other good institutions to provide management talent or to provide jobs back in the local community, going beyond just dairy into other opportunities that we've been involved with. And the third business goal that he has, is to get the business to the next generation. I guess that's the reason why I'm here today. I'm the next generation of Noblehurst, carrying on the family and the multifamily legacy.
So a few years back, John came to us here at Lawnell and some other local farms here with this idea of differentiating ourselves, kind of cutting away from the norm, and this idea of partnering with the cooperative, differentiating our milk supply, telling the consumer a story, looking for more of a long-term sustainable marketing approach. He was the driving force in this one-of-a-kind plant being built in the Northeast. This is something John always wanted to do, and he was able to bring the farmer groups together and bring the cooperative and connect the dots and really help to facilitate getting the job done.
He is willing to take the risk. After doing his homework, after researching, after talking and collaborating, he'll take those risks. And John may not always hit the home run. He may not always get an A. And a B- is okay, as long as we're moving the farm forward, we're moving the community of agriculture forward.
When I think about dairy, I can't imagine having a conversation about dairy without including John. And when we put together our Ag and Forestry work panel to deal with the CLCPA piece of legislation, probably the most significant climate piece of legislation in the country right now, and putting together a Climate Action Council, and below the council to have work panels who would tackle issues. I got to chair the Ag and Forestry work panel. And okay, who's going to represent dairy? No brainer. John needs to be at that table. So John has been just an incredible asset to have as part of that work panel.
It is indeed an honor and privilege to be asked to participate in this prestigious award. Chris, thanks for reaching out to me. I have been blessed to have spent many hours with both John and Dick. As a matter of fact, if Dick had not insisted I be a state DHI director and orchestrated my election, I would never have known John as I have. We spent many hours driving from Pavilion to Ithaca. You really get to know a person when there are no other distractions than keeping your car on the right side of the road. John Noble is noble by name and nature. He is a uniter and igniter in his own quiet, sincere way. He always has the best interest of people and the community. Early on, it was building a gym behind his home for employees and the community, opening a donut shop in York for a gathering place. Marcy, you might remember that. John introduced me to IT and computers in the Noblehurst office. The IT I knew would never take off in the industry, and the computer he used had an apple with a bite out of it. I also knew that was just some venture capital crap that would never amount to anything either. Funny, John, today when I see that apple, I think of you and some of your cockamamie ideas that came to fruition. John also exposed me to what an acute asthma attack can look like. In the O'Hare Airport, John experienced one. Even though he did his best to convince me he was fine, even a dairyman knows when a person turns blue, it's not a good sign. Anyway, all's well that ends well. Since my departure from New York, John has been a pivotal player in many other organizations, many of these creating opportunities for others. Thank you, John, for all you have done, your friendship, and many fond memories. You are certainly a deserving recipient of this prestigious award. As we say in the South, John, I'm proud to know you. Always the best.
John has truly led innovation in Western New York, and in fact, one of the characteristics of John is that he takes on new enterprises very thoughtfully but fearlessly. And another element of him that is extremely unusual is that he will end an enterprise at the right time if he decides that needs to happen. And that's a characteristic that frankly most of us do not have.
John's been a great example of taking a non-conventional approach to things. It's okay to rely on other people, use other people's strengths, do what we can do well, and let somebody else do what we can't.
John was I almost hate to use the word, but a born leader. I mean, he seemed to always rise to the top. The other thing that I think made John so successful, both in his business, his family, and agriculture and society in general, was that it's his personality, his demeanor, his ability to look at all sides of an issue, and something that I think is missing in today's world, his civility. I don't think in the 30 plus years that I've known John, I don't think I've ever seen him raise his voice or become agitated.
I think now John is older than our dad was when he passed away. And how he is mentoring young professionals in agriculture, in different segments of agriculture, and how he's able to take what he learned from his mentors, including Popp, how he's able to take that role and share that passion, that enthusiasm, that change. He can bring that to young people.
My name is Jake Palladino, and I'm a young and inspired member of the dairy industry. I say inspired because there are so many men and women that have touched my life and cultivated my love for farming and the decision I have made to do it for the rest of my life. One of those people is John Noble, and I'm so excited to hear that he is being recognized by this industry and community and is being awarded with the Richard Popp Memorial Award. Recipients of this award are people that have dedicated their life to farming, are willing to reach out and educate the public about why we do what we do. They're big thinkers, willing to take on risks, and progressive in using sustainability practices. And they're also contributors to ensuring a bright future for our industry. John absolutely fits into every single one of those categories, and he lives it out every day. I started working for John at Noblehurst Farms after I graduated from college, and it was easy to see just how passionate this guy was about farming. It was pretty common to hear the words, "Don't you just love farming?" Usually while he was behind the wheel of a truck towards the end of the day trying to get hay in. And every time he says it, he has a soft smile and that look in his eyes that makes you just know that he means it. It is also a common sight at Noblehurst to see John on his John Deere green tractor, taking people on a wagon ride and teaching them about his family's farm. One thing I've learned from John is to always look at things on the farm from the big picture. He always takes a bird's eye point of view when it comes to analyzing situations and making decisions. He understands that people are the center of what makes a business successful, and has made a focus in finding good people and giving them the right tools to succeed. I'm lucky to be one of those people. Although I have since moved on to work with my father back at the home farm, I will always look back at my years in Noblehurst as a period of great growth, and much of that is due to John Noble. John, I know you're probably cringing at receiving all this attention, but you deserve this recognition. Thank you for all you've contributed to this industry and for being a mentor and friend to me. Congratulations, John.
I'm thinking about how John has impacted all of us, and I gotta say that he made such a powerful impact on me. Just spending a few minutes with him years ago, that first meeting, he made me want to be a better farmer. He made me want to pay attention and keep up. So I think anyone who knows John will spend any time with him at all and listen to the depth of thought and the understanding that he had going into situations, whatever the crisis of the year was. A calm, thoughtful response, and then a way forward. I know how it impacted me, and I got to believe it's impacted an awful lot of people.
I think John's deserving of this recognition because he's devoted his career to the dairy industry and to help grow the dairy industry, and obviously working towards long-term sustainability of the dairy industry.
Well, I guess my initial reaction is he wouldn't want the recognition. He wouldn't want to be placed above anybody else because, again, what he is a gathering of other people's ideas and then trying to voice them. So trying to stand out isn't his deal.
So even though as we I think all know, John is incredibly humble, that humbleness hides a keen intellect, and that was shared by both Dick Popp and is shared with John. A keen intellect, the ability to ask the right questions, the ability to see opportunities to improve agriculture, and a fearlessness about going for those opportunities, about investing in agriculture, about moving toward continuous improvement. And so the two of them actually are cut from the same mold, John and Dick Popp, in terms of that drive for excellence, that endless curiosity, and that drive to really make New York State agriculture as strong as possible.
Yeah, I think my dad would probably give a lot of credit to folks that came before him in the agricultural industry for this award. The George Conovans, the Dick Popps of the world, the Ronnie St. Johns, the folks that guided him through the 70s and 80s to the sort of new world of agriculture that we have today. I think he's brought a lot of value to the industry. I think he's certainly someone that is hard to replace on that New York State and national level. He's one of the first members of the lead class in New York. There's just a lot of things that he's been involved with that has provided meaning to the industry.
John, congratulations for this recognition and this honor. I know no one who deserves it more than you. Thank you for all that you have done for New York State agriculture.
Congratulations, John, on the Richard Popp Memorial Award. Very well deserved. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Dad. Hope you enjoy.
Congratulations, Johnny. So proud of you.
So congratulations, John. Thank you for your service to agriculture. Thank you for your service to the whole state. and thank you for your friendship.